football show, our first one for the finals. The race has been won by the Denny Rams after defeating Nathalia and Georgina Cahill from the Shepparton News. I owe you a massive apology. I thought Nathalia, with their percentage, they might just sneak through, but they drew, so they didn't lose. They drew and they still got knocked out. That's harsh.
Also just an incredible round of football, and I think it's just fantastic for the competition, fantastic for the league, that it's so close. Obviously, heartbreaking for the Purples. Jason Limbrick, I spoke to him on Sunday, and I think it was still really starting to sink in. He was really devastated, and as he would be.
The great thing about the Perps is, though, they've got such a young side, and I don't think many people actually would have tipped them to be in third position heading into the last round. So, no doubt, a good base to build the club on for the next 3 to 5 years.
Look, you're certainly right, and it's certainly not doom and gloom. I mean, 1 point essentially cost them a spot in finals. They'll be up and about next year, there's no doubt about that.
Now, there's only 2 games this round with Rumballara and Finley playing next round. So we've got 2 elimination games. The first one, tipping off or kicking off, whatever you like, at 2 p.m. at Tongala. Now, that's between third-placed Echuca United, who's your tip to go through to the grand final, and, of course, the Denny Rams, who slid into that much sought-after 6th position. Now, Echuca swept the Rams during the season, margins of 37 and 19 points, and United have won 3 out of their last 5, while Denny in good form, 3-game winning streak. Who do you think has the better odds heading into this game?
Look, as you said, I've tipped United to make the grand final, so I'm going to back them. It's not going to be easy for them. This is going to be a ripping game of football, there's no doubt about that. We know that Denny play a really defensive sort of shutdown style of football, and United have shown that they can combat that pretty well, and I expect that they will again on Saturday.
For the Denny Rams, who do you think are their key players heading into this one? Who's going to have to really step up and bring their A game if they're looking to advance past the first round?
Look, for the Rams, their coach Troy Bartlett always leads from the front. He's a really strong player for them. When he steps up, his side really lifts around them, so I'm hoping that he'll have a really big game.
McDonald, in my mind, is their key option up forward, and you've obviously got to score more goals than the other team to win a game, so I think he's going to be key. But moving on to Echuca United, for me, their key player's got to be Dean Moon, obviously taking over the reins next season, taking over from Scott Beattie, who's done an amazing job for this football club and is a class player. He's going to really look to use this game to solidify his role in there as the enforcer and just lead into 2015. So for my mind, he's the key player for United. What about you?
Yeah, look, I certainly agree. Dean Moon's obviously been a huge grab for them this year. I think Farron Priest as well. Also a really strong player. Probably flown under the radar a little bit this season, but I expect him to really step up on the weekend as well. Priest,
obviously the 2012 O'Dwyer medalist. He's had an amazing knack in front of goal this season. So he's going to be very important as well. Personally, I'm going to tip United as well. I think 3rd versus 6th, there's enough said there, even though it's been as close as it has this season. I think Echuca United perhaps have a little bit more class, and to a casual fan, have the names that you would know across the field. So both of us going for Echuca United, but hey, that certainly doesn't mean that this game is all run and won before it started. It's going to be a cracking game of football. Moving on to the second game, which is, of course, the second elimination final between Baruga and Mawela. Both sides locked pretty closely. There's 4th and 5th there. Who do you think Tom Waterhouse has got up front for this one?
Look, like the Saturday's game, this one's also going to be huge, and it's not going to come down to much. I'm liking Baruga. What a cracking win against Finley last weekend. Surely the confidence will be high, they'll be up and about, and I think like a bit of momentum as well.
I couldn't believe they beat Finley. That was amazing for that footy club. For their key players, who is it going to be? In my mind personally, and this is going to lead into the key players for Mawela, but when you've got your 2 key forwards for the Lions, who have slotted almost 130 goals, surely that says to the Hawks, our rotations and transition in defence, or down back, sorry, I can't talk basketball terms all the time, but surely that's got to just absolutely be on point down back if they're a hope to claim this one.
Yeah, absolutely, and Lee Ramsdale, the Baruga coach, he's really on top of that. He knows exactly what his side needs to do, and I don't think he'll be taking anything by chance this weekend, that's for sure. So
my key players for the Lions, obviously, as I've said, the 2 up forward who are just in monster form. It's like watching the J-Pod and Hawkins back in the day. Who are your key players for the Lions?
Yeah, look, I've got to agree with you there. Obviously, scoreboard pressure is incredibly important, especially coming into finals. So get those goals on the scoreboard, and that's going to get you a long way to getting the win.
And your tip for the win here, personally, I think Mawela. I think they're going to just get through. But hey, if they want to play out a draw, I'm not going to be disappointed.
Oh, wouldn't that be? Wouldn't that be?
I shouldn't have said that.
No,
really.
You shouldn't have. Look, I did tip, I'm not going to say I told you so, but I am. I did tip Barooga to go over the line against Finley last weekend. Expect them to do it again. Dylan Brooks and Marcus Smith, both in really good form for the Hawks. So, I think they'll get over the line.
Georgina Cahill on fire in season 2014, and coming next year, a brand new company, Georgina Cahill Tipping. If you'd like her to do your AFL tips during the season, she will do them. I've already put mine forward. You're absolutely on fire. 2 cracking games of football this weekend. Definitely try and head along and support your side, because for 2 teams, season 2014 is going to be over quite quickly, while for the other 2, they're going to go through and progress. It's been Nathaniel Deadman for yet another Murray Football League Club Moala show. Georgina, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and can't wait to chat about the results next weekend as well.
Completely agree. We'll see you next week.